So how do I try to start to wrap this up and apply this to somebody like a patient that I continue to meet with? Caroline is in her mid-30s. She's an ICU nurse. She's only been doing this for less than 2 years. She actually came from the Chicago area to San Diego because, for health reasons, she could not continue in her first career. So she went to nursing school, top of her class. Lo and behold, she now presents to her primary care physician with symptoms that he sees as depression. Well, she makes an appointment, we meet, and at the end of the first session, I'm thinking, you know, this doesn't really look like depression as I would normally see it. And so one of the interventions that I helped her with, I mean, she was not doing the things she used to enjoy. She was a former inline skater. She used to do oil painting, but didn't do that anymore. But just to identify the fatigue, the crying spells, the anxiety, the indecisiveness, not as depression, but maybe perhaps as burnout. That was exceptionally relieving for her and helpful, because we had to externalize one of the reasons why she was feeling anxious and sad. She was on an ICU unit watching people die several times a week, right? She was not prepared for that. She hadn't really envisioned that when she was going into nursing school. And so unfortunately that she took it as, oh, maybe I shouldn't be doing this kind of work. Can you imagine you're the top of your class in nursing school, your first job out, doing really well, less than 2 years, and your thought is, wow, maybe I shouldn't be a nurse? I mean, that's really kind of sad. Attentional focus training is getting her more body focused. Here was a very vibrant young woman, and getting her to attend to focus on different aspects of her somatic body, sensual self was important. The self-care included not only kind of looking at what she was doing dietarily wise, because she would actually, you know, do a couple of 12-hour shifts in a row, and then in 2 days she would just zone out in front of the couch eating potato chips and soft drinks. Okay, and she had gained like 13 pounds in the matter of about 8 months. So that was another thing that she was feeling really bad about. So getting her more active, and the joy part was about, she had, you know, a good 3 or 4 friends, but she would decline invitations to go out and do things. So really kind of I held her accountable to say, at least twice a month, you can afford to kind of plan things or say yes to those outings more often. And finally, kind of examining how she defined being productive. How, you know, she actually assumed in her career it was going to be linear. Now, for those of us who've been doing this for a while, we realize what we're doing now may have little resemblance to what we were doing 15, 20 years ago. We kind of, you know, might have a circuitous path to where we're at now. And for her to realize, look, hey, Caroline, how about you just go in cruise mode for a while? She assumed, no, gotta keep going, gotta keep going. How about you plateau? Just because you plateau doesn't mean that you'll be there forever. How about instead you say, you know what, I'm doing my job well, I'm getting paid, paying the bills. How about I focus for 6 months, a year or more on my relationships, on my artistic pursuits? Who am I besides being an ICU nurse? Those kinds of reflections are very, very useful.